Hello everyone and welcome back. Today's video is a very important update for everyone receiving SSDI, SSI, or disability benefits in the United States. There's a lot happening right now regarding Social Security payments, stimulus support, and cost of living adjustments, and many Americans are wondering what all of this means for their monthly checks. So, if you or someone you care about depends on these benefits, make sure to stay with me through this full update, because we're going to break it all down clearly and simply, step by step. Let's start with what's making headlines right now. The Social Security Administration has officially confirmed new payment adjustments for next year, and there's growing discussion in Congress and the White House about extra financial support for people on disability and low-income benefits. These updates could affect millions of Americans, including seniors, disabled adults, and people receiving supplemental security income. The biggest news is about the cost of living adjustment, often called the COLA. This adjustment determines how much your benefits increase each year to keep up with inflation. For 2025, the COLA is expected to rise again, although not as sharply as in the previous 2 years. The exact percentage might not sound like much at first, but even a small increase can make a big difference when you add it up across the year. This change affects everyone receiving SSDI, SSI, and retirement benefits. Many people have been asking, when will the new payment rates begin? The answer is that the updated COLA will take effect starting January 2026, with the first checks showing the increase in early January for SSI recipients, and in mid-January for Social Security and SSDI recipients, depending on their payment schedule. Now, let's talk about what this increase could mean in real numbers. If the COLA is around 3%, someone receiving $2,500 a month could see an extra $45 added to their payment. If you're receiving SSI, that increase could raise the maximum individual benefit to around $980 per month, and for couples that could go above $1,400. Again, these are estimates, but it gives you a clear idea of how these updates translate to your wallet. But COLA isn't the only thing making news. There's also discussion about new stimulus proposals that could provide extra relief to people on Social Security and disability benefits. While nothing has been officially approved yet, several members of Congress have mentioned targeted support for those on fixed incomes who are struggling the most with the cost of living. These talks include the possibility of one-time payments or expanded tax credits for low-income seniors and disabled Americans. If you've been following the news, you've probably heard about proposals like the 2000 Direct Payment Plan or the Senior Citizens Relief Bill, which aim to give extra help to people whose expenses have risen faster than their benefits. While these plans are not yet law, they show that lawmakers are aware of how difficult it has become for many Americans living on Social Security to afford rent, groceries, and medical costs. Let's move on to another important part of today's update: disability benefit reviews and eligibility updates. Over the past year, the SSA has been tightening up its review process for disability claims, but it's also introducing new technology and faster systems to make sure payments aren't delayed. This means if you're currently receiving SSDI or SSI, it's more important than ever to keep your personal and medical information up to date. If the SSA sends you a letter requesting documents or a review form, respond as soon as possible to avoid interruptions. Another major concern people have is about back payments and delays. There have been reports from across the country of people waiting months for their disability approvals or for past due benefits to arrive. The good news is that the SSA has been hiring more staff and expanding online services to reduce these delays. If you're waiting for back payments or an appeal decision, it might still take some time, but processing speed is improving compared to the last couple of years. Now, let's discuss Medicare and Medicaid connections for people on disability. If you're receiving SSDI, you generally qualify for Medicare after 2 years of benefits. If you're on SSI, you may automatically qualify for Medicaid in most states. With rising medical costs, these programs are more essential than ever. In 2025 and beyond, the government plans to expand access to low-income subsidies for prescription drugs, meaning more people with disabilities will qualify for help covering their medication costs under Medicare Part D. There's also an important update regarding Medicare Advantage and supplemental plans. During the open enrollment period, which runs each fall, you have the opportunity to review and change your plan if you find a better one. Many Americans on disability are encouraged to check if they qualify for plans that have lower copays or include additional benefits like dental, hearing, and vision coverage. Even a small change in your plan could save you hundreds of dollars a year. When it comes to SSI and working, there's also good news. The Social Security Administration has been testing programs that allow people with disabilities to work part-time without losing their benefits right away. The goal is to help people gradually return to the workforce if they're able, while still keeping some income support. If you're considering working while receiving SSDI or SSI, always check with SSA before starting a job, because reporting income correctly is key to avoiding overpayment issues. At this point, you might be wondering how all these changes will really impact your life. The answer depends on your personal situation, your benefit type, your income level, and where you live. But overall, the pattern is clear. The government is recognizing that people on disability and Social Security need more support, not less. Between the rising cost of living, expensive housing, and medical bills, these benefits are a lifeline for millions of Americans. Another growing issue is affordable housing for people on disability income. Rent costs have gone up dramatically across the country, and many recipients are spending over half their monthly checks just to keep a roof over their heads. Some states are now increasing housing assistance for disabled residents, and several federal programs are being expanded to help seniors and people with disabilities afford stable housing. If you're struggling with rent, it's worth checking your local housing authority to see if new assistance programs are available in your area. The next area of focus is food and energy assistance. Inflation has hit grocery prices hard, and people on fixed incomes have been feeling it the most. Programs like SNAP, also known as food stamps, and LIHEAP, which helps with energy bills, are both being expanded in several states. Even if you've applied in the past and didn't qualify, the income limits have changed in some areas, so it might be worth checking again. These programs can really help reduce monthly costs, so your Social Security or SSDI check can stretch further. Now let's talk about what's next and what you should prepare for. Over the next few months, expect to see official letters and notices from the SSA about your new benefit rates for 2026. These will explain how much your payment will increase based on the new COLA adjustment. You can also check this information through your My Social Security online account, which updates faster than mailed letters. Another thing to prepare for is possible tax changes affecting Social Security recipients. Some lawmakers have proposed raising the income limits so fewer people on Social Security have to pay federal taxes on their benefits. Right now, if you earn above a certain amount from other income sources, a portion of your benefits can be taxed. There's strong bipartisan support to raise those thresholds so that retirees and disabled Americans can keep more of what they earn. As we close out the first half of this video, let's take a quick moment to remember the big picture. The key points so far are that benefits are increasing, stimulus relief is being discussed, and new improvements to disability services are on the way. These updates are meant to help people living on a fixed income cope with rising costs and stay financially stable. Let's start with one of the most common concerns among recipients: payment schedules and delays. Every month, Social Security and SSDI payments are sent out based on your date of birth. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, you usually get paid on the 2nd Wednesday. If it's between the 11th and 20th, you're paid on the 3rd Wednesday, and if it's from the 21st to the end of the month, your payment comes on the 4th Wednesday. SSI payments, on the other hand, are sent out on the 1st day of each month, unless that day is a weekend or holiday, in which case they're paid the business day before. These dates are important to remember because sometimes people panic when their check doesn't arrive on the exact day they expect it. Always double-check the payment calendar before worrying that your deposit is missing. If it's been more than 3 business days past your normal payment date and nothing has shown up, that's when you should contact the Social Security Administration directly. Now, an issue that's become more serious in recent years is scams targeting Social Security recipients. These scams often come in the form of phone calls, emails, or text messages from people pretending to be from the SSA. They might say your benefits are at risk or that you need to verify your information. Please remember, the SSA will never call you unexpectedly to ask for your Social Security number, bank information, or payment. If you ever receive a suspicious message like that, hang up or delete it immediately. You can also report these scams to the official SSA fraud department. Protecting your identity is one of the most important things you can do. Because once scammers get your information, it can take months to recover from identity theft. Another topic that's been on many people's minds is how to get extra help if your current benefits aren't enough to cover your needs. Many Americans on SSDI or SSI qualify for other programs without even realizing it. For example, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, can help you buy groceries, and Low-Income Home Energy Assistance, LIHEAP, can help you pay for electricity, gas, or heating bills. There are also property tax relief programs in some states for seniors and disabled homeowners. If you're receiving SSI or SSDI, you should also check if you qualify for extra help with Medicare prescription drug costs. This program can save you hundreds of dollars every year on your medications. You can apply through Social Security, and if you already receive Medicaid or SSI, you're often enrolled automatically. There's also another important area that many people overlook: appeals and reviews. If your disability claim has been denied or your benefits were reduced, don't give up too quickly. The SSA has a full appeals process, and many cases are approved on review when additional medical evidence is provided. It can take time, but persistence pays off. If you need help with this, consider reaching out to a local Social Security advocate or a legal aid office that assists with disability claims. They can help you gather the right paperwork and meet the deadlines. Now let's talk about the bigger picture for 2026 and beyond. As inflation continues to affect daily life, the government knows that people living on fixed incomes are under a lot of pressure. That's why we're seeing growing support for new legislation designed to protect and strengthen Social Security. One major proposal, known as the Social Security Expansion Act, aims to increase benefits across the board by making wealthier Americans pay more into the system. It would also improve the COLA formula so that it better reflects the costs seniors actually face, like rising medical and housing expenses. If passed, this bill could mean higher monthly payments for both retirees and people on disability, plus a stronger trust fund to keep Social Security stable for decades to come. While it's still under debate, it shows that the conversation in Washington is shifting toward protecting seniors and disabled Americans rather than cutting benefits. Another promising sign is the renewed push for a $2,000 direct payment or targeted stimulus for people on fixed incomes. While we can't say when or if it will happen, the idea has gained more attention recently because so many people are struggling to cover basic expenses. If a plan like this does get approved, payments would likely go out automatically to Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, just like previous stimulus checks did during the pandemic. While we wait for that to happen, it's important to stay informed and make the most of the programs that already exist. One of the best ways to do that is by regularly logging into your My Social Security online account. From there, you can check your benefit amount, view your payment history, get letters or forms instantly, and make sure your contact information is correct. This is the fastest way to stay up to date and avoid missing important mail or notifications. Another important point to remember is that Social Security and disability benefits are not automatic forever. In some cases, especially with SSDI and SSI, the SSA conducts what's called a continuing disability review to make sure you still meet the medical requirements. If you receive one of these notices, don't panic. It doesn't mean your benefits are ending. It just means the SSA is updating your file. Respond quickly and provide any requested information to prevent interruptions. Let's also take a moment to talk about financial planning and budgeting for people on fixed incomes. Even small benefit increases can make a difference when managed wisely. Setting up automatic bill payments for essentials like rent and utilities can help avoid late fees. Using community programs like food banks, senior centers, or local transit discounts can also stretch your dollars further. Every bit of savings helps, especially when you're living on a limited monthly income. If you ever feel like your expenses are getting out of control, reach out for help early. Many nonprofit organizations offer free financial counseling specifically for seniors and disabled adults. They can help you organize your budget, reduce debt, and find additional assistance programs you may qualify for. As we move toward the new year, the most important thing is to stay alert, stay informed, and stay proactive. Keep an eye out for your official COLA notice from the SSA, review your benefits carefully, and double-check your bank information before the next payment cycle begins. If you use direct deposit, make sure your account hasn't changed, because an incorrect bank number can delay your payment by weeks. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned today. The Social Security and disability system is changing to better meet the needs of Americans in 2025 and beyond. We're seeing positive updates, benefit increases through the COLA, new discussions about stimulus payments, expanded access to health care support, and stronger protection for people living on fixed incomes. These programs are not handouts. They are earned benefits. Every dollar of Social Security, SSDI, and SSI support comes from years of work and contributions. That's why it's so important for people receiving these benefits to stay informed and to know their rights. As we look ahead, there will continue to be political debates about the future of Social Security and disability benefits. But one thing is certain. Millions of Americans depend on these programs to live with dignity, stability, and independence. Whether you're a senior, a person with a disability, or someone caring for a loved one who depends on these payments, understanding these updates empowers you to make better decisions and plan ahead. So, as we close this video, remember this: stay informed, stay patient, and stay proactive. Check your SSA mail regularly. Keep your information up to date, and use every available resource that can make your life a little easier. If this information has helped you understand the current situation better, share it with your friends, family, or anyone who might also depend on SSDI, SSI, or Social Security benefits. The more people know, the better prepared they'll be for the changes coming in the next few months. Thank you for watching, and thank you for staying informed. Your benefits are your right, and by keeping yourself updated, you're taking the best possible steps to protect your future and your financial security. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next update.